What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Nottingham Forest Career Mode. Season 2 begins now. So our bold expectations, let's kick it off with that. They want us to reach the round of 16 in the FA Cup, so a cup run to bring in some more cashola for the owners and a mid-table finish. So not just avoid relegation, we need to be trying to finish mid-table at a minimum. The board have given us £41.5 million to spend. Now, we have a decent starting 11, but it is not a Premier League starting 11. There's going to be some additions we're going to need to make. At right back, for sure, we need a right back. As you know, Christie returned from his loan back to Fulham. We obviously lost other players who were on loan. Players like Knocker as well have gone. Freeman as well. So we are quite depleted in some areas. We're going to need a new left midfielder. We're going to need a new right back. And potentially I would like to bring in another centre back to compete with McKenna for starting at right centre back. Probably a couple centre mids because you can see there our bench is depleted. Arta and Cafu, they ain't going to cut it. And we have no winger on the bench either. It's Taylor and Boateng unless we change Boateng to a left winger. But I'm not keen on that. I think he's better off as a striker. Left back then, Blackett is a backup. Is he good enough? Potentially not. Worrell, good enough. Best, a youth guy we've signed in. Good enough to be our backup goalkeeper. There's other players around like Embasso who may end up being a decent player for us. A lot of these guys are going to be sold. The guys that have returned who were on loan when we started Season 1. People like Carvalho. Just not interested in him, to be honest with you. I'd rather move him on and bring in some funds. And Da Costa as well. Again, just not interested. Rather move him on and bring in some funds. So that's the squad. That's the amount of money we've got. We've got a pre-season tournament in place, you can see as well. So we've got Frankfurt, Schalke and Wolfsburg. 3 very hard games. It will show us whereabouts we're at, to be honest, as a club this pre-season. But as again, it's always just for fitness. We'll be simulating those because this is mainly going to be all about transfers. Speaking about transfers, let's get into that now. Okay, guys, I've created a mega shortlist for right back, centre back, and also at left back. Now, the first transfer I want to make, I'm not even going to contemplate it. We had him at Aston Villa. He was exceptional. But through and through, Matty Cash is a born and bred Forest boy. He played centre mid for Forest for most of his career. They moved him to right back and they had one of their best ever seasons, just missing out on promotion. Then he moved on to the Premier League with Aston Villa. We are going to bring back Matty Cash, hopefully for a decent fee. Here we go then. Time to negotiate a return home for Matty Cash because Nottingham Forest is his home. So, a transfer fee. It's worth 13 million. What we'll do, we'll offer the 13. We've got some players as well that I'm not interested in keeping at the club. So let's have a look at midfield. People like Joel Carvalho is worth 6 million. Maybe if we offer him, who's worth 6, and we'll offer as well £9 million. Let's see what they say about that. It's probably not the best offer they're going to get. They're not interested. They would work 20 million and a 15% sell-on clause. Okay, that's not happening. That's too much. So we'll go down to 16 million. And we'll edit the clause to 10% as well. I think that's quite a decent offer for Matty Cash. 20 million and 15. We'll counter it again. They're playing hardball with us here. They are definitely playing hardball. Right, 17 million. And they can keep the 15% because I don't think I'm going to sell him. So 17 million, come on. Matty Cash. 17 million pounds for Matty Cash. That is a bargain. Time to get the contract signed. Matty Cash wants to return. He wants to be important. Of course he's going to be important. He's going to be our starting right back. A 5-year deal, returning home, is all that we want. No release clause. 31 grand a week. He's willing to take a pay cut for the club that lives in his heart. 280 grand a week signing and 210 for 5 clean sheets. Now, we will edit that bonus. We want 10 for that amount. We'll send that off to him. I'm sure he'll be happy with that. He's happy with it. Welcome home, Matty Cash. So Matty Cash straight in at right back for us. It's been a very successful first day of the transfer window for us. I'm buzzing to bring him into this side. I'm sure he'll fit in like a glove. Matty Cash is back home. Now, let's get in then to the pre-season tournament. The first game will be at home against Frankfurt. Let's see the result of this one. Okay, let's get some minutes for our main team then today. We'll stick with our main 11 and we'll jump into a quick sim, Forest and Frankfurt. And we beat Frankfurt 2-1. That's a very good result. And that does show the progress this side is making. To beat a team like that, although in pre-season, I will take that all day long. Guys, it's time for another transfer. Now, we've said about the squad, we need to make some moves. Cash has come in. He's probably going to be our most expensive signing, I'd imagine, in this window. We don't have the biggest budget available. And we don't really have players to sell on either. Just a couple. So, let's go back to the transfer hub. I've transferred a lot of players here. So, Maffeo was at right back. I'll remove him because Cash has come in. We have a few options at centre back. We're going to have to, basically, we're going to have to scout most of these guys. So, Chambers has been scouted already. Potentially at centre back. Injured for nearly 13 months at Arsenal with that ACL injury. He has good potential, does Callum Chambers. I've watched him a few times. He's a very, very competent centre-back. However, he's just never really had a real run of games there. We've got Kabak as well, who was scouting from Schalke. As well as that Jack Simpson, who impressed me in the Championship when we played against Bournemouth. Oxford as well is a potential another option. We'll scout him up. He was once looked at as a well-beater playing. I remember in defensive midfield against Arsenal for West Ham, and he bossed that game. So we'll look at him, maybe bring him back to England. Now, left-back isn't definitely an area we need a backup left-back. So we're going to scout Brandon Williams, Marcelo Sarashi as well, and Jans Horn for a backup left-back. We definitely need to bring in a few wide players. So Harry Wilson's on our list. You can see there as well. On the left-hand side, Brickolo as well, a brilliant player who plays for Wolfsburg. And Kaputska. I'm surprised he doesn't play, to be honest, for a top team in England. He has all the ability to do that. As well as that, we're looking at a number 10, Willock in there with Gibbs White. And you can see as well, centre mid. Now, there's a few options at centre mid. Matty Longstaff. Now, he's the young one with a lot of potential. Or do we go for a Premier League legend? Sisk Fabregas. Yes, 34. Yes, he's probably got 1, maybe 2 seasons left. But he's a Premier League legend. And he could bring some really well-needed experience to this team to make sure we push up the Premier League table. As well, I'm sure you noticed, Alexis Sanchez. Everyone just remembers him now for his Man United days. It didn't work out. Sometimes that happens. But at Arsenal, he was probably, at certain points, the best player in the Premier League. He was ridiculous. To watch him live was something different at times at Arsenal. Now, Alexis Sanchez, do we bring him in as a potential, well, second or third choice, up top or out wide? We'll consider that one as well. Now, the one move that I think we should make, I'm looking at Morgan Gibbs-White as a massive player. I think he'd be great. I love Joe Willock, but I would love to bring in Gibbs-White. He was on loan last season in the Championship with Swansea. I think we should make a move. Okay then, guys, we're going to meet up. Well, that doesn't look like Nuno, so we sent Hermes' assistant. Now, we want to do a loan deal, if we can, but a loan to buy. Let's see if they would like to do that with us. They're only willing to let him leave on loan at the moment. He's still part of their plans. They don't want to lose him just yet. Do you know what? I think in balance for the club, he gets some game time at Nottingham Forest. He might develop, we might even still sign him at the end of his loan. We'll just have to pay probably more for him because he would have developed more under us. I think getting him on loan is a massive coup for this club, and it's something I can't refuse. So Morgan Gibbs-White on loan to Nottingham Forest is a deal we're going to accept. Okay then, guys, we have several offers now in for our players. So, Carvalho, an offer in, that's from Montpellier. Okay, let's have a look at this. They're offering us 1.75 and a swap deal. What's the player that they're offering? 31-year-old Latelek. No. I'd rather get the cash. I'm going to reject that, guys. That's not the deal I'm looking to do. Right, Diallo now. 770k. We'll accept that. I'll be happy for him to move on. He's not in my plans. Now, this is interesting. Wow, 2 huge offers in for Jordan Torrenega. A £34.7 million offer in from, I think that's Granada, is it? And then also a big offer, 41.3 million from RB Leipzig. Wow, they are huge offers, but we signed Jordan Torrenega with a plan in mind to be our leading centre-half. Unfortunately for him, he's going to have to stick around for another season. We're going to reject him. We're going to have to reject him, guys. No way. He can't go anywhere. It's too early in his development. You're staying put, mate. You're staying put. Right then, guys. Next game in pre-season is against Schalke. We're going to stick with the main team, and hopefully they can put out a result. We'll jump into the quick simulator then. So they've got some decent players out there. Quick sim this game. See what result we get in the pre-season. It's a 1-1 draw. And you know what? A win and a draw against very good opposition. I'll take that all day long. Beggars can't be choosers. So we'll take that, guys, and we'll move on. We've got some more business we need to get done. Diallo has been sold to Atalyaspor, so that's good for us. Let's actually check up on our budget, where we sit in. 28,227k. We could probably adjust that a little bit to give us more spending money. We've got in a Cam, albeit on loan. Got to be clever this transfer window. We've bought in a fantastic right back, a starting right back, a legend. Matty Cash is back at the club. We definitely need another centre mid because Chowdhury's stamina, he constantly runs out of stamina. Even though he's at an 86, he's always running out of stamina for me. We're going to need another centre mid, that's for sure, to come into the club. We're definitely needing 1 or 2 wide men as well. And for a backup left back, maybe. I think the most important thing is to now improve the bench. I like the first team a lot. McKenna maybe could be upgraded, but we're going to need substantial funds for that. I'd say left mid, yeah, probably left mid is the... So left mid and defensive midfield. Let's go in and have a look at some players. Okay, guys, Sisk Fabregas. Growing up as an Arsenal fan, when he was playing for us at Highbury and at the Emirates, I was obsessed with this guy. He blew me away. He was my favourite player by far, and it broke my heart to see him leave for Barca, and especially when he came back for Chelsea. But in my heart, he was always a top quality man and player. Now, they're saying we're going to only have to offer up to 1.9 million. That is a joke. And even if he's on the reserves and he's playing every now and then, he's such a good player to have in that dressing room. I can't pass up on the opportunity to bring Sisk Fabregas back to the Premiership. Okay then, guys. Meeting up with the Monaco negotiators. What we're going to do is I'm going to look into potential player swaps. So, God, Marshall's worth 43.5 million. Unbelievable. Now, I was considering doing this, but he's probably worth too much. Nuno da Costa. Okay. Do we have anybody else to be willing to let go at the moment? Maybe this lad, Jaden Richardson. We'll offer him up, and then we'll offer a fee as well of £1 million. Let's see what they say to that. It's a decent offer. They just want 1.8. Right, I reckon we can get that down. What do you think, guys? We can get that down, surely. Let's go to, what, 1.65? I think that's a good offer for Sisk Fabregas. 1.65. They're happy with that. Fabregas may be just coming back to the Premier League with Nottingham Forest. Contract time then. Sisk sitting down with us with his agent. He wants rotation. He knows that he's not going to be a starter anymore. He knows his career is starting to fade away. Not much time left for him now. I would like him for 2 years, but I'm sure it may only be 1. He's happy with 2. Quality. So we're going to have Fabregas probably until he does retire. What a way to retire as well here with me at Forest. No release clause. He wants a release clause of 3.9. I don't really want a release clause in there, so I'm going to say no. That's fine. He's happy to continue negotiating his contract then. Now, what's that going to change? So he's on 31 grand a week. I'll tell you what, we'll give him 32 and a signing bonus of 400,000 as well. Let's see if he's happy with that. I think that's a decent offer. He's happy with that. Sisk Fabregas is back and he's playing for Nottingham Forest. This team just looks better already to me. You've got Cash in there at right back. On the bench, the options you've got up top, as well as Gibbs White and now Fabregas. I would say we're probably a centre mid and a left mid away from creating a Premier League side. It's going to be obviously, we're going from Championship to Premier League. High turnover in players, that always happens. Look at promoted clubs, they've done it before. Now, my next priority is a left midfielder. Amiobi isn't up to Premier League standards. We're still scouting some left mids. We'll show you again in the transfer hub the left midfielders that we are looking at to bring in to the club. So, you do have at left midfield Kaputska and Brekalo. We could also potentially go for Alexi Sanchez, another Premier League great. I think we'll wait and scout these guys out a little bit more, and then we'll make a decision on a left midfielder. We'll let most of these guys get scouted as well and decide if we want to bring in anyone else. So the next part of this episode, guys, is another game, and we play Wolfsburg. Let's do this, guys. Let's quick sim this. The main team are out yet again for another pre-season game to get some more fitness in them. Ready for the Premier League. And we beat Wolfsburg 2-1. Lyle Taylor and Lolly scoring today. I will take a 2-1 win over Wolfsburg every single day. We've done really well in this competition, and we're into the semis. And the only reason I'm happy about that is because we're going to get more cashola to spend on players. Norwich have come in and offer for one of our players, Ember So. He's 69 rated and he's 20 years of age. I see a lot of potential in Ember So. I don't want to sell him. However, would I consider loaning him? That's something I need to ask myself. Would I loan him out? I probably would. So I'm going to reject that. It's only going to be... Can I even delegate to say for a... No, you can't. Okay, that's a shame. We'll reject it. He's going nowhere permanently, but potentially a loan this year for Emberso might be good for his development. Next up then, semi-finals against Hertha Berlin. We are going to make a few changes for this one. Paulinho's going to drop to the bench, Gibbs White in, Fabregas in as well for Chowdhury. Think we'll probably leave those changes just to that, and we'll see how we get on. So let's jump in for a quick sim. I'd love to make it to the final. We lose 2-0 to Hertha Berlin. Okay, that does knock us out now of the pre-season tournament. So this is now straight laser focus on transfers and build up to the Premier League. 2.7 million we've got. That's not too shabby. I'll take that 2.7 million into our budget. Now, our budget, it's actually decent as well. Catch my breath. It's decent. If I just adjust it slightly, just to favour the budget, 31 million still and 177,000 in wages. I think that will be good enough, give or take a little bit either side. Now it's all about that left mid position. Let's get the scouting done and make a decision on a left midfielder. But this time, RB Salzburg are interested in our keeper, Bryce Samba. A big offer coming in for £15.2 million. That is a huge offer for Bryce Samba. Would I consider selling him? Not at this stage, I don't think. Benjamin Best isn't at the level really to step in to the goalkeeper position in the Premier League. Bryce Samba has been great for us. I'm going to have to reject that offer for now. Potentially in the future, maybe, depending on Benjamin Best develops. But right now, Bryce Samba is our best goalie. We can't afford to sell him. Offers are just continually coming in for our big players at the moment. Monaco are offering us 15.1 for Ryan Yates. Ryan Yates is our captain at the club. He is going nowhere. Again, reject. I'm actually going to go ahead and block offers. Him and Torrenega are probably the two players that I won't sell for mostly the entirety of this campaign. Our scouting has been complete. Everyone we have listed has now been fully scouted up and looked into by our head scouts. Now, the area of concern at the moment is out wide, so we've got a few options. We could go for Harry Wilson. They're going to want between 23 and 32 million. Wow. We're not going to be able to afford Harry Wilson, it seems. Brekalo, 18 to 25. Massive amount as well. And Kaputska, 71 rated, lower than what I thought. They're going to want between 2 to... Okay, that's a lower amount. I didn't expect it to be that low. That's decent. Kaputska's only 71 rated, though. That is a surprise. I thought he'd be a lot higher than what he is. But he could still develop. We could develop him here at Nottingham Forest. We've got a decision to make, guys. A big decision we've got to make right now. Okay, Kaputska, Brekalo, or Wilson. Would I take Wilson on loan? Yes, I would. Would they do a loan? They may do a loan. Okay, Jurgen Klopp. Nice to see you. A loan to buy? Would you do a loan to buy? No, only on loan. But again, it's good business from us. It's still good business. Do we do a loan, guys? A straight loan. Gibbs White and Wilson. I won't do any other loans. I think that would be the best decision for this club. Harry Wilson on loan could be a massive, massive coup and give us more funds to spend in other areas. Okay, guys, we've made some really good signings now. So let's just look at the squad and overlook it so we get a real feel for what we got. This is going to be our main team with Marshall and Paulinho. They're our main target men. So Marshall up front, Paulinho in at number 10. Lolly's going to go over to the left-hand side so he can put in some good crosses because his crossing ability is very good. Harry Wilson on the right. I feel like he'd be better cutting in on the right on his left foot and shooting for us. He's got a great strike on him. Chowdhury and Yates starting in defensive midfield together. Ribeiro, Torrenega, McKenna and Cash at the back and Samba in goal. For me, that now is pretty much Premier League ready. I am more than happy to go ahead with this squad. And on the bench, Boateng, Amiobi, Gibbs White on loan, albeit, as well as Wilson on loan as well. With Fabregas, Darikwa, Worrell and Best. To me, that is good enough. Potentially a better backup right back. And potentially another centre mid for the reserves that can maybe come in and out with Fabregas. Because I'd imagine his stamina is very low at 37. He's not going to be able to play many games at all, really. He's going to be in and out. So another centre mid and a right back. Our business is pretty much done. But first, I'd like to get some players off the books. Because you can see, people like Embasso, I'll keep in. Blackett as well, I'll probably keep in. People like Preston, he'll have to move on. Potentially moving on as well. Lawrence Gabriel. Harriata will stay. I'm sure Cafu might move on. He might stay. I'm not decided yet. Johnson will probably stay. Carvalho will go. McGowan will probably stay. Mighton will stay. Kekena may go out on loan. Taylor will be staying. Da Costa will probably be sold. And these guys with no faces either sold or released. So, I'm going to see if we get any more offers in the next few weeks. And then we'll decide what we're going to do about backup right back and another centre mid. We do have some money left over. We've been very clever with our signings. We've got 31.5 million still. That is very positive indeed. Okay, let's do some in-house work now. You can see Ribeiro and Samba both are in to the last 11 months of their contracts. We need to get both these players on long-term deals right now. We cannot wait any longer. So let's jump in and negotiate new deals for these two players who are in our starting 11. I'm going to say to him, you can have £39,000. Signing bonus of 500k and add a bonus of clean sheets, 10 clean sheets, and we'll give him another 400,000. That's a very good offer from a very good player. And he's signing it. He's here for the long term. It's a 35,000 a week. A signing bonus of 400k as well. Let's see what he says about that offer. And he's happy with it. Those two deals were done. And they were done very quickly. More offers for our players. Inter Milan this time. Want Hamza Chowdhury, another player. I don't think I would consider letting him go. No, he's grown way too much. No, 26 million, no. Not at this point. definitely not at this point. We'll reject that Inter. That's a great offer, though, from Inter Milan. That shows you what kind of players we've got at the club. When you're getting offers from Inter, you're doing something right. Here we go then. We've been waiting on players that we don't want, not players that we do want to keep. And finally, we have an offer in for Cafu. 28 years of age, 72 rated. They're offering 2 million. Watford, we're going to accept that. You can have Cafu as long as you can agree terms with him. Get him off our books and give us some more money to spend on a potential centre mid. Now, talking about potential centre mids, I know who I want. I'm sure you guys will agree with me. So let's just line it up now. We'll go down to him, and it is going to be Matthew Longstaff. One for the future, one for the present, and one we're going to make a move for right now. Okay, Brucey boy. So, Longstaff, he's a top player. We'll offer you 13. Actually, do you know what? We'll offer you 12 million, so it's above his value. And we're going to offer you... Where is he? João Carvalho. That's a good offer. That's like 18 million there. Come on. That's near enough. We can't agree on transfer fee. Unfortunately, we're not interested in him, but they only want 12 million for him. Okay. 12 million for Matthew Longstaff. Yes, please. Thank you very much, Brucey boy. Now, do his wages. 24 grand a week, 210. I'm not even going to negotiate. Congratulations, son. Matthew Longstaff, welcome to Nottingham Forest. Okay then, guys, we are 3 days away from the Premier League kicking off. We have money left over to spend, and we are not going to go and waste it. We are going to really invest in this team this season. It's going to be Josip Brekalo. We're going to go in and make an offer and see if we can bring him to the club. We're going to offer in this deal. João Carvalho, who we no longer want. They want 20.7 without Carvalho. Alright, let's go down. We'll offer them £18.5 million for the services of Brekalo. They're happy with that. Brekalo could be coming to the Premiership to play for us. 5 years. We want him long term. Happy with that as well. God, this is going smoothly. 30k a week, 290 signing bonus, and 470 after 15 appearances. You're welcome, and welcome to Nottingham Forest. Wow, that is a hell of a signing. Brekalo is going to be joining us in the Premier League. Congrats. Alright guys, I just want to evaluate this squad. Starting 11, you've seen it, I've shown you it a few times now. The bench now has Brekalo in there, fighting with Lolly and maybe Wilson out wide. That is a brilliant side. To be fair, he's right-footed. I'm going to put him in. I'm going to put Brekalo in ahead of Lolly, I'm afraid, because he's much better at cutting inside. So that's going to be the change I'm going to make to starting 11. The bench is the same. I'm happy with the bench. Now, Embasso will be staying. Blackett will be staying. Preston are allowed to leave. Lawrence, potentially are allowed to leave. I may keep him. Arthur will stay. Cafu will be going. Fabregas, obviously, we bought in as well. McGuinn is going to be staying as well. Johnson, maybe let him leave, maybe stay. Carvalho, probably let him leave as well. Amiobi will stay. Mighton will stay. Kakana will probably go out on a loan. Taylor will stay. Da Costa will go. And Richardson will probably go as well. So now it's all about letting offers come into us, selling Deadwood, and seeing and evaluating the squad after that Deadwood has moved on. I'm happy with the team now. We've made a lot of signings, but I feel like we needed to make a quick turnover of this squad, otherwise we would have got crushed in the Premier League. Made some really good loan signings as well. This has been your transfer mega episode. It has been brilliant. I have loved doing this one for you. All transfers, all negotiating. It's been insane. Next episode, we begin the Premier League against Newcastle. The first month has Newcastle, Wolves, Villa, back against Villa, and then Everton. Do you know what? I think we may potentially be able to get 9 to 12 points out of those games. And if we can, that will be a brilliant start to our season in the Premier League. And I just wanted to let you know, guys, because I did keep it secret from the final episode in the first season. If you look at the table, I'm going to show you who joined us in this division. So you know, obviously, Forest and Bournemouth came up last year. You can also now see that Brentford have welcomed themselves to this division. So it's Forest, Bournemouth and Brentford up to the Premiership. I hope you've enjoyed the mega transfer episode. Let me know what you think about all these signings. Was I clever bringing in people who have got Premier League experience like Fabregas? Was I clever spending big on Brekalo? Was it good getting the loan signings like Gibbs White as well? So let me know what you think of our overall business, guys. I hope you loved this episode. It took me a little while to put this together. So please put in the like button for me. Smash it for me, guys. And share this video so we can go viral. Enjoy the episode. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Peace.